Amazon Section 3 suspension solved in record time. I'm going to be showing you a step-by-step walkthrough in today's video, and if you stay until the end of the video, I'm going to be showing you how to start selling on Amazon right now, even if you're already suspended. I'm Josh Hackett, CEO and founder of EHP Consulting Group, and my goal is to make you a millionaire on Amazon and stay a millionaire. And the only way to do that is to conquer Amazon together. Let's dive in. So we actually did get a client reinstated in less than 30 days on Amazon. And you can see we've reviewed your information and provided we have reactivated your account. Thank you for your prompt attention to this important matter, and we wish you the best. Thanks, Amazon. Thanks so much. So they did get suspended and we were able to get them reinstated, but we had to escalate it to the executive team. In the video, I'm going to be showing you how to do that, and I'm going to be giving you pro tips that are shown right here, regular tips and expert tips. But before we do that, we want to understand what the heck Section 3 suspension is. Do you know what Section 3 suspension is? Have you read the Section 3 agreement on Amazon? If not, let's dive into it. So here's an example of a Section 3 suspension. Your Amazon seller account has been deactivated in accordance with the Section 3 of Amazon Business Solution Agreement. Your listings have been removed. Oh no, Section 3. This one's specifically for drop shipping. But let's look at the actual Section 3 agreement right here. And this is Amazon's Service Business Solutions Agreement that you automatically agree every time you sign up for Amazon. So we're going to scroll down to Section 3. And here it is, very short and sweet. And it says, we may terminate or suspend this agreement or any service for any reason at any time by notice to you. So if Amazon doesn't like you, they can just suspend you and terminate your account. I bet you didn't know that, but yeah, they can. They own this shit. So understand Section 3, that pretty much Section 3 is pretty much, we just decided to suspend you because we think that you did drop shipping, right? So they can suspend you for any reason, because you talk shit about one of our Amazon employees, because you're so popular now, we've decided you're making too much money on Amazon, right? So they can suspend you for any reason. So now that you understand it, the goal is to say, not today, Amazon, submit a really, really good appeal and get reinstated within 30 days of your suspension. And the only way to do that is to have a really good appeal and know what you're doing. There's also some expert tips in here to help you get started. Now, the first thing is why your appeal got denied. If you're saying the word we all the time, this is a document that pretty much would get denied no matter what. You're saying we, say I, when you're doing your appeal and you're writing your appeal, I, right? Then you want to stick to the facts. You don't want it to be too long. This appeal is too long. Nobody's going to take time to read the whole appeal, right? Unless you're paying Amazon extra fees to read the appeal, which you're not. You can't do that. So nobody's going to read this whole appeal. Another thing you don't want to do is you don't want to make it personal. Running a business on Amazon is not just a privilege, it's a responsibility. Yada yada. We've heard all the stories of business that take shortcuts, manipulate documents, but we're not one of them, right? Okay, that's great and all, but you want to really make it as unemotional as possible. You want to stick to the facts, you want to stick to the evidence, and it's like you're giving it directly to the judge. There's no sidelines, there's no jury, it's just the judge here. So the judge makes the final decision. At the end, you can write like a little short paragraph on, this is the first time I got suspended, but you're not going to write multiple paragraphs and just throw it in there about your personal life and how this is affecting it. So many sellers do that. Don't do it. Okay. It's not going to help you. So now we're going to be going over how you can get it approved. And this is an approved appeal for document manipulation. This one we actually used, I changed a little bit, but we actually used it to get a client reinstated for document manipulation on Amazon. Amazon's like, you manipulate invoices and this and that, and it's crazy. Anyway, short and sweet. You can see it's pretty much just one page. We stick right to the facts, and it's very concise, it's very compendious and coherent. It's easy to understand, right? And we're saying I am writing. I take this matter seriously. And not only that, we attach proof that we actually evidence, right? If you're pretty much going to jail or about to go to jail, they're going to say evidence that you didn't do it. You didn't get in trouble. This isn't your fault, right? So you need to provide evidence. If you just submit an appeal without really good evidence, like PDF attachments, right, attachments of the emails, they're not going to get approved. You need to have evidence so that Amazon sees you're telling the truth. So make sure you're attaching that evidence. So we're going to go through some regular tips and some pro tips, right? So the regular tips you can find doing your own research. The pro tips is you can probably only find these if you're talking to an expert on Amazon like myself, who's been through it before for hundreds of clients. Now, regular tips: ensure your appeal is not too long, not too short. Ensure you provide PDF documents, right? For the attachments, if you can, make sure they're PDFs. You can do PNGs, right? But PDFs work better. Just make sure they're not editable. So editable pretty much means if I submitted, let's say this was an invoice and I submitted it to Amazon, you shouldn't be able to highlight the text or else Amazon's going to think it's fake. All right. So again, if you scan it or whatever, it's not going to be editable. Let's go back. Ensure to cite Amazon's policies with URL links. So I mean, this is going to help. I reviewed all of the Amazon Service Business Solutions agreements and even Section 3. Here's the link, Amazon. I didn't break any of the policies, and here's the reasons: 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's the attachments. Right. So if you do this, it shows Amazon that you're doing extra work. You really want to show Amazon that you put in a lot of effort into your appeal. If Amazon doesn't accept the appeal, you're able to call Amazon. So you can call Amazon as long as you're a professional seller. Remember that sometimes Amazon doesn't accept the first appeal at default. If they accepted the first appeal, right, and they keep accepting everybody's appeals, they're going to get fired because you're just letting everybody back on Amazon. So they have a quota on how many appeals they're allowed to accept and how many they're not allowed to accept. And the first appeal, they usually just auto-deny. They'll see, oh, this is your first appeal, denied. Right? So just make sure you understand that. Don't think that you're going to get your first appeal automatically accepted. Remember that it's a human actually reviewing your work. Pretend that you're submitting it directly to a judge. Remember to use I and have evidence and examples. And when you go to sleep at night, you want to think, I did everything I could in the last appeal. If the judge reviewed it, they would completely understand your side of the story and how much effort you put into your appeal, right? You need to do research, have the links to the Amazon, contact your manufacturer, showing that your invoices aren't manipulated, right? And here's expert tips. So after writing a good appeal, you're gonna have ChatGPT come in and take every section individually and make it more concise. Now this helps tremendously. So what you're going to do is just take one paragraph, let's say this one. You're gonna put it into ChatGPT and say, hey ChatGPT, please make this more concise or make it more coherent. And ChatGPT is going to take all that extra fluff, all that extra emotion out of it and make it more concise and easier to understand. Now, I don't recommend copying the whole thing because they're going to mess up your appeal. Just do one paragraph at a time and only do the paragraphs that you think aren't concise. It's great to have a robot helping because this is when the robot really helps because they're not emotional. You're emotional, right? Let's be honest. Humans are emotional, but the robots aren't, so they can really help with that. Stay as a professional seller. Don't downgrade. I know you're going to want to downgrade and save money, but if you downgrade, you're not able to call Amazon anymore. So make sure you stay as a professional seller, then go to your account health page, and there is a way to call Amazon as a professional seller and say, why the heck was my appeal not accepted? What else do I need? And they can do it. If you need help, you can type in how to call Amazon when suspended on YouTube. Let's do that right now. How to call Amazon when suspended, and you'll see my video right here, and I show you exactly how to call Amazon when you're suspended. When you call Amazon, you can become friends with them. You can be like, oh, do you have kids, by the way? Oh, I have kids too. And then you become friends with them, and then you say, hey, I have everything you asked for this in this appeal. Can you escalate it? Can you talk to your boss and escalate it? And they do have the power to escalate it internally, even a denied appeal. And all you have to do is make one friend that works hard for you and gets it reinstated, right? That happens a lot. You need to just try to make friends. It's going to be difficult, but there is a way. Last but not least, I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, you can escalate your appeal to actual executives at Amazon. They have an executive team. They'll review everything, and then they'll make a final decision. One day, our client's account was just ran. We didn't submit an appeal. We only submitted it to an executive, and it got randomly reinstated within a day. It was nuts. We just got it. We're like, we didn't even submit an appeal. All we did was email an executive, and it got reinstated. right? So you can just type this into Amazon, how to escalate your Amazon suspension to executives. Bada bing, bada boom. There it is, and how to do that. That's an expert tip. Now we've got some different appeals here, related account suspension appeal. Now again, this is a real appeal that we used. I know this one was extra long, but this one did get us reinstated. So you can kind of see this if you ran into this issue. If you ran into you sold as new appeal, this is for FBM sellers, right? We actually use this for a client, and look at all the links. I reviewed Amazon's condition guidelines, bada bing. I reviewed Amazon product authenticity and quality help page. Look at all this. This is detailed as hell, and we were able to get it reinstated. Now this one is very, very long, but you first want to start off with a nice short and sweet one, and then add, if Amazon's like, it needs more, it needs more, it needs more, then you add more. And that's the perks of calling Amazon, right? Counterfeit appeal, this happens a lot. This was an actual counterfeit appeal that we used, and we were able to get it reinstated as well. This one was very short and sweet. So those are some pro tips. But for staying towards the end of the video, if you are suspended on Amazon right now, which you might be, I'm showing you how to create a stealth account. And this is so you can start selling on Amazon right now, today, right? So what is it? It's a second Amazon Seller Central account, but this one, Amazon doesn't know it's owned by you. It's a stealth account. And you might be asking, how do I make sure my stealth account doesn't get connected to my actual account? Well, there is totally a way, because I currently have 4 stealth accounts. If one of my stealth accounts gets suspended, my other accounts aren't affected because I'm able to separate them. And there's the ability to separate them with a virtual machine. And I actually show you that if you just type into YouTube how to create a stealth account Amazon. I actually show you step by step how I do it. But if you want more detail, you can just go to udemy.com, type in how to create a stealth account. It's in the description. And I have a course on how to do it. If you still need extra, like, special videos, this is like the extra total tips on how to create a stealth account. Now, I've already done this before myself. You can just reach out to me, right? It's pretty easy. It's just riding a bicycle. It's hard in the beginning. Once you learn how to do it, it becomes super easy. Now, a stealth account is super important. Even if you're not suspended right now, I always recommend, if you're making a lot of money, Amazon just randomly comes in and suspends you sometimes. So that's why I made it. So many times Amazon suspends sellers for bullshit reasons, and I'm sick of it. So having a backup stealth account is A1. Why isn't the training free? Right now, we have like the initial training that's completely for free. And if you need technical knowledge, like you don't have a degree in IT, then you may need the course. If you have a degree in IT, this is going to be pretty easy for you on how to do. But I don't want random Chinese sellers coming in and just, like, you know, creating all these extra accounts and competing with everybody. That is not what I want. So that's why I made a course. Is it illegal? Nope. Just frowned upon by Amazon. Amazon doesn't like it. It is what it is. It's not illegal. I'm here to help clients sell and succeed on Amazon. And if you can't even sell on Amazon, I'm not going to stay in business. So it's a win-win here, getting you back on Amazon, getting you selling, and then maybe we could help you in the future if you need it. But this is the A1 way. I really recommend, if you want to start selling on Amazon again, just at least watch this video, how to create a stealth account on Amazon, and get started on a stealth account creation. If you do it right, you'll be successful, and you can start selling on Amazon again, and you can start having your second account start selling, and your first account, you can still work on getting reinstated, and maybe it'll get reinstated one day. And that's it for today's video. Leave a comment below if you were wrongly suspended on Amazon within the last year. What happened? Explain it below. I'd love to read it. Also, if you learned something new in today's video, drop a like. If you're already an Amazon seller, please do subscribe, because we're giving away great content that's going to help you in your Amazon journey. And of course, if you need help with the stealth account, suspension, anything Amazon, just contact ehpconsultinggroup.com. The link's right in the description for more. And our #1 service is our full A to Z account management service, so we can manage your account health. We can make sure that you're not suspended, and we can always get you reinstated, help you create stealth accounts. And most importantly, we're the ones that are calling Amazon, optimizing your listings, and making sure you're generating more sales. That's our full A to Z management. You can just contact ehpconsultinggroup.com in the link below. I'm Josh Hackett, CEO, and I'm signing out.